economics, an externality is an unintentional third-party cost or benefit.
Two British economists are credited with formalizing the term externalities. In the mid-19th century, Henry Sidgwick first articulated the concept, and later Arthur Pigott explained the effects of externalities.
A negative externality, or external cost, is an externality which yields negative societal effects.
An example of a negative externality includes the mid-1970s incident of Love Canal. In this case, the Niagara Falls City School District of New York wanted to purchase more land to build new schools. They purchased the land from Hooker Chemical Company, who had previously used the land as a toxic waste dumping site. The people of Love Canal, the neighborhood in which the new schools were built, started feeling negative health effects of miscarriages, asthma, and epilepsy. The negative health effects felt by the neighborhood are the negative externalities of the situation.
This is an example of a negative externality because many of the costs associated with the purchase of land were incurred by the citizens of Love Canal, rather than the school board who actually bought the land. Now let's take a more in-depth look at what really happened to the citizens of Love Canal. Here, we will plot the costs or benefits associated with the transaction on the vertical axis, and the quantity or output on the horizontal. Here, we have the societal cost, or the private costs associated with whatever this is. In this case, the purchase of land. And here, we have the societal benefits. The private costs are upward sloping because as more quantities produced, there will be more costs. And the benefits is downward sloping because as more is produced, there will be fewer benefits. Here, we see the natural equilibrium point. And this is where the market would normally settle if there were no other costs or benefits associated with the purchase of land. However, what we really see is this line right here, which is the total social cost. As you can see, the total social cost is greater than simply the private cost. This gap right here are the negative health effects experienced by the citizens of Love Canal. And what we actually see is an equilibrium point here. However, this represents the overproduction of material in a normal system. So right here, all of this is considered the welfare gap, and it essentially explains why there's this overproduction, why more things are being produced despite the fact that there are high societal costs.
There are several ways to reduce this welfare gap area through regulation designed to get firms to internalize the externality by considering the external cost of production. One solution is to impose Pigovian taxes. Named after our friend Arthur Pigott, these taxes work to reduce market outcomes to close the gap between private and social costs. Another solution, which is most common, is agreement through the political process. For example, we elect leaders in our democracy to fight against negative externalities by placing command and control regulation on businesses. Such regulations include eco-taxes or tradable pollution permits, which force markets to internalize the externalities.